Hey friends, we are back now for our third part of our word study. We are going to do sound dictation together. I'm going to call out a sound and you're going to write down the letter or letters that make that sound. Let's get started. For sound dictation, you are going to need a pencil and paper. We're going to do this part together. If you don't have those materials, go ahead and put it on pause, grab those materials, and then come back. We'll be waiting for you. All right, let's get started. The first sound that I want us to practice is the S sound. So let's think about that. So far this year, we have actually learned 5 different ways that we can make that S sound. I want you to think in your head for a minute. And as you think of each way you know now to make that S sound, I want you to pop a finger up. Let's think. All right, I thought of all 5 ways I know to make this sound. Let's write those down. The first way we've learned to make the S sound is just with the letter S. S says S. A second way we've learned to make the S sound is with S, S. And that's part of the floss rule. If a one-syllable word ends with the S, F, or L, right after a short vowel, we've got to double that F, S, or L. Now the next way we've learned to make the S sound is what we talked about today with soft C. We can make that soft C with CE. We can make it with CI, or we can make it with CY. Make sure on your paper you have all 5 ways to make the S sound. S, comma, SS, comma, CE, comma, CI, comma, or CY. Check your papers. All right, the next sound I want us to practice is the F sound. Just a reminder, you've learned 2 different ways to make that sound. Think for a minute. What have we learned? Right, we've learned 2 ways. Go ahead and write it on your paper as I write up here on the board. The first way we've learned to make the F sound is just with the letter F. The second way is one I actually just mentioned when we talked about SS, and that is with FF. Again, that's part of the floss rule. In a one-syllable word, if an F comes right after a short vowel at the end of the word, you've got to double that F. The next sound I want us to practice is the sh sound. Think in your head for a minute. What makes the sh sound? Yes, when S and H team up together, they make one new sound. That is the sh sound. Now, I want us to think about the sound A. That's the long A sound. So far this year, we have learned 4 different ways to make that A sound. So I want you to think for a minute, hold that fist up, and as you think of each different way we can make that long A sound, just go ahead and hold a finger up for me. I just thought of all 4 ways. Let's work on this together. The first way we've learned is A, consonant E. Another way that we have learned to make the A sound is with the vowel team A, I. I says A in the middle. Another vowel team that makes that A sound is AY. AY says A at the end. And then last week we practiced this one. A by itself in an open syllable is going to make the A sound. Check your papers. Make sure you have all 4 ways to make the A sound. Great. The last sound we're going to practice for today is going to be the J sound. So we've learned 3 different ways to make the J sound. Think about that for a minute. Have you already thought of all 3 ways? Let's go over the first one. The first way we have learned is just the letter J by itself. J says J. Now, earlier in the year, we learned this skill for hard G and soft G. It's very similar to hard C and soft C. A hard G is going to make that G sound, but a soft G makes the J sound, and it does that in front of the letter E. So another way we have learned to make the J sound is with GE or DGE. We use DGE right after a short vowel. Great, so we've gone through all of our sounds. I want you to look at your paper, compare it with what you see on my board. If you had any mistakes or you're missing a sound, go ahead and add that now. All right, guys, great job on sound dictation.